Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahashai, Ba'ashem Makakadash, double honors unto the elder apostles and great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 6, verse 8 until verse 17. It shows you that the chariots of Israel are the UFOs that these Edomites is talking about. And I uploaded these two videos where you can see that in the beginning, these Edomites had everything on film, and they saw a rocket launch because it was a warhead. But the Most High didn't want that warhead up there, so he intervened, because the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and not men. They think they're ruling. He just allows certain things, and certain things he just intervenes, you know, because man thinks he's but the ways of the man, but the Most High guided his steps. Wait. Sorry. Right. This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9. A man's heart deviseth his way, but Yahweh directed his steps. So it's the Heavenly Father that actually directs you, and he basically intervenes when he feels like it. That's the point. So now to the book of 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 8. So we know that these are the chariots of the Heavenly Father. So when it says the chariots of the Heavenly Father, we know that it's talking about the so-called UFOs. Because in these two videos, I'm going to put the link in the description box, you can see that first they documented, so they was looking at it with the naked eye, so normal eye, and then they filmed it also. But then they went home and developed the film, not home, I mean, to their place, to their base, the military base, and then they developed a film, and then they watched it, and then they saw, what the hell was that? It was a chariot. So this shows you that that incident is recorded in the Bible. So this is one of the other ways that we can prove that these are, the UFOs are where the angels are in, man. Without a shadow of a doubt. 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 8. Then the king of Syria warred against Israel, and took counsel with his servants, saying, in such and such a place shall be my camp. And the man of Yahawah sent unto the king of Israel, and that man of Yahawah was Elisha, the man of God, the prophet, the beloved one of the beloved ones, saying, beware that thou pass not such a place. Let me read it again. And the man of God sent unto the king a message, saying, beware that thou pass not such a place. Because he was talking about, I'm going to do this, and we'll do that, and we'll do this, and do that, right? For thither the Syrians are come down, right? And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of God told him and warned him of, and saved himself there, not once nor twice. Therefore, the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing. It was like, listen to the man of the Heavenly Father, And he called his servants and said unto them, will ye not show me which of us is the king of Israel? And one of his servants said, none, my lord, O king, but Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchambers. And he said, go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he is in Dothan. So Elisha was there. Therefore sent he thither horses. So the king of Syria wanted to have, war, but he was looking for Elisha, like, let me go get this guy, right? Because he was a prophet of the Most High in Israel, of Israel. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host, which is a great army. And they came by night and compassed the city about, so they circled them, ready for war. And when the servant of the man of Yahawah was risen early, so Elisha also had a servant with him, and gone forth, behold, a host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. So he saw that, he was like, and the servant said unto him, alas, my lord, how shall we do? And he answered, fear not. So Elisha woke up and, don't worry about that, man. For they that be with us are more than they that be with them. So the servant probably was thinking, like, what is he talking about? We're alone here. And Elisha prayed and said, Yahawah, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And Yahawah opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. Those were the chariots. Those were the UFOs that they saw here. And the chariots of light, because when you watch these videos, you will see that it gives light. What? That bright light? What is that? Back in the days, a chariot is this thing. All right, I saw it. I already saw it. I don't have to even click ancient. This is a chariot. This is the things that they knew, or a carriage. You had a carriage, chariot. I don't know how you spell it. Carriage. Kust. This thing. Part, sorry. With a D. But anyway, this thing. You had this carriage. I don't know what you call it. That thing. And this one are the ones that they knew. But this one is actually the one that you take to go to war, right? And those chariots of Israel are instruments of war. They are chariots of war. Because the Lord is a man of war. Exodus 15. Exodus 15 and 3. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name, right? So he's a man of war. So the horses represents the power, because the car is measured by horsepower. Why? Because back in the day, that's the only thing you had. You actually had, and the more chariots you, the more, sorry. The more chariots you, the more horses you had, the faster your chariot would go, because now you have more horsepower. So now they, equivalent, did I use that word right? The equivalent of the comparison of the modern day cars are now measured in horsepower, which is the engine. Which I just saw. Yeah, I just saw it here. This is basically the horse of the chariot. So the car is a chariot, which is a voertuig, which is a vessel that you pull. And this is then the modern day machine horse. Of course, this goes faster than a horse, But yeah, this is the horsepower. So how did they actually explain this? So the mountain where they were was full of chariots, was full of power, horses, and chariots of fire round about Elisha. And the chariots of fire were the UFOs, and the horses was basically the power thereof, like full of horses and chariots. So basically it was full of chariots that were on fire, which is the UFO, which is this thing over here. Yeah, I might talk a lot. Wait.
Me for the record.
Okay. The other video is good too, but yeah. Now check this out. But it's a little bit worse quality because it's an old video. So he's explaining now that the thing came in and it flew from here, see? And it has a beam, like it's the finger of Yahweh, the finger of God. That's one of the name thereof, which is a laser beam. And it shoots the laser beam, but it retracts it again, whoop, and it goes back into it. It's like a chameleon's tongue. It's like a chameleon's tongue. It shoots out, and then it goes back into it. Okay, that's way too slow. I ain't got time for that. Right, and then it goes back into it. Into his mouth, of course. It's too slow. Come on, man. Hurry up. Okay, see? Basically, it goes back into his mouth. So that's the same way that the chariot shoots his beam, too. It can retract it, right? So it flew in. Whoop, 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 whoop. It shot it a couple of times. As it leaves in the same place where it actually came from, sorry. Yeah, it came from here, shot, circled it, shot, go now, shot again, and then it goes back. And these Edomites think they're going to fight that. But anyway, and he's explaining that the rocket was going 1,000-something miles an hour, and the chariot just casually came in. How you doing? Toof, 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 toof. Yeah, what's up? Toof, toof, toof. Yeah, toof, toof. And then whoop, went back out of the screen. And the funny thing is, they did not see that with the naked eye, which is 100% the thing that happened here. That's what, well, actually here, actually. That's 100% what happened here. You know, because the Most High can make you see chariots if he wants to. And somebody that's standing right next to you won't see shit. Won't see anything. They won't see anything because it's not meant for them. Their eyes is not open. But Esau uses that technology with the infrared and all that type of nonsense to see these things that spiritual men can actually see. They can see you, but you can't see them. Sorry, but they can't see them. Wait, sorry. Let me say that better. You can see them, but they cannot see them. That's right next to you. And also, they can see you, and if they want to, you cannot see them. You know, but yeah, but that's why Elisha wasn't even worried. He was like, don't worry. Lord, open his eyes, please. Can you please open his eyes so that he can see this, so that he doesn't have to worry. And then Elisha, you know, you can read the story for yourself, which is a beautiful story. So, yeah. So there you have it, man. The chariots of Israel, you know, you can see them if the Heavenly Father wants to. And Esau knows about it, but he probably doesn't know that that's in the Bible. Well, the elites know, you know, but the rest of the people don't know. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.